This is the worst book review I've ever done. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome here if you're new. On today's video, we're here to do another episode of Vlogs in Bookland. You know how everyone likes to buy books and receive books, and everyone enjoys not only doing unboxings but also watching unboxings. So what did these 4 crazy friends of yours decided to try out? Each of us bought a book for the 3 other girls, which means that each of us received 3 books. We have no idea which books we chose to each person, and the concept of the video is that once we receive the books, we're gonna unbox them, we're gonna try and guess who gave each book. We're gonna put a poll on Instagram asking you guys from those 3 books which one should we read, and then we're gonna read that one book that wins the poll. I received the first book like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, 1 week and a half ago, and then the second book like the next day, and then I had to wait like 2 weeks to receive the last book that I just received today. So I'm literally dying to know what's inside the 3 packages. And yeah, so I have 2 from Book Depository, this one is Book Depository, and this one doesn't say, but the label looks the same. And I have 1 from Amazon, and like I said, I don't know who sent which ones. So let's dig in and see what they have. Okay, I'm gonna start with this black one. Let's see what it is. So exciting. This is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Tropper. I think I've heard about this. It's so dirty. It's clearly a second-handed book, which is fine. I have nothing against second-handed. But look how dirty. Is this poo? It looks like it's poo. Look at this. Like, it has texture. Ew. Is it poo? Is it chocolate? Oh, it's disgusting. Author of How to Talk to a Widower. I think I heard of this. This is Where I Leave You. Jude Foxman has the life he always thought he'd have. Good job, loving wife, and a perfect house in the suburbs. That is, until he arrives home to find his wife in bed with his boss. To prove things can get worse, Judd is summoned back to his childhood home, along with the rest of his highly dysfunctional family, to mourn his recent deceased father. 7 days altogether back in the family home, where no one got along the first time. Oh, I think there's a movie. I think this has been adapted to a movie. Let's do the Amazon one. Let's do the Amazon one. I always break these things when I pull them off, so let's see if I manage. Never, never. Never. There we go. And whoopa. Oh, it's a hardcover. It has a message on Amazon. When you buy something for someone, you can add a message, and this just says, enjoy your gift from mysterious friend. All right. Such a fun age. I've heard of this. Actually, I think this is the read along for the Reading Rush. I think it's this, and it's like by a black author or something. When Emiria is apprehended at the supermarket for kidnapping the white child she's actually babysitting, it set off an explosive chain of events. Her employer Alex, a feminist blogger with the best of intentions, resolves to make things right. But Emiria herself is aimless, broke and wary of Alex's desire to help. When a surprising connection emerges between the 2 women, it sends them on a crash course that will upend everything they think they know about themselves, each other, and the messy dynamics of privilege. Look at these end pages. It's eggs. It's like a pale yellow and purple in here. I think this one came from Philippa, because Philippa is the one fighting for all the black causes at the moment. The other one, I'm not sure. So let's look at the 3rd one and decide from there. Ooh. First of all, it has a bookmark. You think that the pages of books smell like perfume? You know, Book Depository always sends you a bookmark. And the book is We Are All Made of Stars by Rowan Coleman. Ooh, I've never heard of this book. It's floppy, oh my goodness. Stella Carey exists in a world of night. Married to an ex-soldier, she leaves the house every evening as Vincent locks himself away, along with the scars and the secrets he carries. During her nursing shifts, Stella writes letters for her patients to their loved ones, some full of humor, love, and practical advice, others steeped in regret, and promises to post these messages after their deaths. Until one night Stella writes the letter that could give her patient one last chance at redemption if she delivers it in time. Ooh, this sounds very interesting. What do I think on who chose what? I go for Filipa chose this one, Natasha chose this one. This is known by being a movie. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think so. And Natasha quite enjoys movies. So I go for Natasha for this one, Joanna for this one, because look at this beautiful cover and Joanna likes beautiful covers. This is my bet. Filipa, Natasha, Joanna. At the end of the video, and after I'm done reading the one winner from Instagram, I'm also gonna receive a short clip from the 3 girls and they're gonna tell me which book they chose. So we're gonna then, in a few days, watch those clips together and see if I was right or not. Right now I'm gonna clean that book and then take a nice picture, put it on Instagram. By the way, if you don't follow us, go follow us. It's at VlogsInBookland. And you're gonna choose one of these books for me to read. Let's do that. Hello, it's been a few days and I'm now gonna start reading the book that you guys voted for. So as a reminder, the options were Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. I never know how to read the name of the authors. This Is Where I Leave You by Jonathan Trooper. We Are All Made of Stars by Rowan Coleman. These were the 3 books that the girls sent me and you guys voted on Instagram, and as you can see on this picture, the book that won was Such a Fun Age. And I finished the book that I was currently reading and I was gonna start something new, so I thought might as well just pick this one up and get this vlog going, because otherwise we'll be here forever. Now, I know nothing about this book, as it's usual for the person that I am. It shouldn't take me too long to read, but I'm not gonna make any promises, because every time I think a book is gonna be a quick read, then it ends up not being. Also, I think this book has been receiving really good reviews and classifications, so let's see what I think. And also, this is the official read of the Reading Rush this year, which at the present moment I'm thinking on participating, but I'm gonna read this book right now, so I'm not gonna have that for the readings. You know, I'm really tired. I'll probably read like 1 chapter and then fall asleep. But let's try and let's see what I think of this, and I'll update you tomorrow or a couple of days later, or I don't know. I'll update you at some point with my thoughts on this book, so see you there. I was gonna record an update for this video as it's been a few days, but my neighbors decided to start cutting the grass. What is it called? You know, with the machine, loaning the grass? Words are hard. How terrible is this lighting? Also, is this pointing at my face? Who knows? The usual. So, my thoughts on the book. I wanted to update you a bit earlier while I still had some decent light going on, but then my neighbors were doing the thing that I don't know the word to the grass, so it was super loud. I'm going to chapter 11. The first comment that I have to say about this book is, oh my, are the chapters big? They are huge. Each chapter is like, I don't know, 20-30 pages. Fair is not that big, but like on this entire section of the book, there's only been 11 chapters. Well, 10, because 11 is the next one. Yeah, 10 chapters. So, yeah, the chapters are a bit big. In my modest opinion, I prefer when books have shorter chapters, because it makes it feel like the book is moving faster and it's more intriguing. In reality, it doesn't really make a difference, because 300 pages is 300 pages, regardless if it's 10 chapters or 30. So why do we have this preference of preferring longer chapters versus shorter chapters? Which kind of chapters do you prefer? Do let me know in the comments down below. What is this about? So, like I mentioned when I read the synopsis of this book, this is about a black girl that is being the babysitter for a white child from white parents. And one day, the girl, Emira, she's in a supermarket with the kid, and the security guard at the supermarket starts questioning her, where are the parents of the kids? and she says she's the babysitter, and the guard doesn't believe her, so she has to call the dad, like the kid's dad, and ask him to come to the supermarket to explain and prove she's correct and all that. Then we are also following the relationship between the mom and the babysitter, and I'm not sure exactly what's happening there. The mom seems to be... Josh is making a lot of background noise, I just realized that. Like I was saying, I don't really understand the relationship between the mom and the babysitter, because it seems like the mom is obsessed with the babysitter, but like I don't understand if it's in a healthy way, or I mean it doesn't seem healthy, or if it's like in a romantic way, in a really weird way. I mean I don't think the book is going that direction, but sometimes it feels like it is, because the mom keeps reading the babysitter's texts, like from her lock screen, from the notifications bar. She reads the texts and then she's like, oh, I can't believe she's going out with this friend instead of the other friend, and just like being really nosy. So like, why would you do that unless if it was a romantic interest? I don't know, it's just weird. But one thing that I do want to mention about this book is that it's written in such an intelligent and clever way. The way the chapters connect to each other, not so much now where we're actually into the story and into the book, but in the beginning where all the different dimensions of the story were being introduced to us. It would start telling us a story, and then at the end of the chapter it would go like, and that's how John met Maria, and then the two stories would get connected. It's very hard to explain to you now, like without giving spoilers on what was actually the way it connected the stories. It's hard to explain. But when I was reading it, and I do read lots of thrillers, so I'm also used to read lots of books with different timelines or storylines that later on connect to each other. And I do think that the way the author chooses to do that can either make or break the book and the story. So I'm used to read many books with different storylines being connected. However, the way this one did it, I don't know how to explain, but it felt different the way it was. I was not expecting at all. I was not even questioning myself if the storylines were connected or not. I mean, I thought they were connected in this way, but then they were connected in another way. I don't know how to explain to you, but I just felt like it was such an incredibly intelligent way of putting the story, and that really impressed me. Now, the story itself and the characters, to be honest, I'm not that intrigued with them. I mean, no, correction, I'm intrigued with the story and where this is going, and because what's written on the synopsis already happened and it already had a conclusion. It happens right in the beginning of the book. Now I'm just curious to see where this narrative is gonna go for the rest of the book. But the characters, they all seem a bit weird, and they see problems where the problems don't really exist, and they all basically love drama. And yeah, I'm just intrigued. So I'm gonna keep reading. If something happens, I'll come and I'll update you. Now let's go back to reading. Let's talk about Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid and why I gave it 2 stars. If you remember, better yet, if I remember from my last update, I did tell you slightly what this was about. I said there was a babysitter that had been accused of kidnapping the white person's daughter, and now the white mom was getting obsessed about the babysitter, and that I was curious to see where the story was going, given that what is written on the synopsis already happened in the first 1/5 of the book. So I was curious to see what else would happen. And the answer, my dudes, is nothing else happens. And nothing else matters. Literally nothing else happens the rest of the book. I want to give you a smart, intelligent review of this book, but I'm tired and I could have postponed recording this update. However, I feel like the longer I wait, the longer the thoughts start flying away out of my mind, because this book was so insignificant for me. And I already finished this book this morning, and it's now, what time is it? 11:45, almost 11 p.m. and only now I'm able to record this update. So you see, my thoughts are already going away. Imagine if I waited until tomorrow. So yeah, the mom gets obsessed with the babysitter, and I don't even want to talk about this book, because Okay, so here's the thing. Please don't be offended what I'm about to say, because I don't even know what I'm about to say, but I feel like because it's about racism and black people and white people and privilege and all those things, people get all very sensitive. Even though I don't know what I'm gonna say, I can see how some people can get offended by that, because that's just what happens when people touch this topic. This book touches one thing that really annoys me, which is... How do I put this into words? I don't know. Do I have to talk about this book? It talks about racism and how black people have to live with that in their lives, and how white people have the white privilege and they don't even recognize what is happening. Basically, this is about racism. And okay, it's not about racism. It's not about racism. It's about a black girl that when she's in the supermarket and she's accused of kidnapping the white child, that's because the security guard was being racist. Fair, agreed. I'll give you that. But then the things that happen after, and like, well, like, it doesn't really touch those topics. What is happening? First of all, I didn't connect to the characters. The main character, Amira, the babysitter, she's like 25 and she has no goals in her life. And it's not because she's black. I mean, is it? I don't know. But she just has no goals, and people without goals annoy me. Regardless if you're white, black or purple. It just annoys me if you don't have goals. Especially at 25. Girl, wake up. And then like she has this group of friends. It's her and like 3 or 4 other girls, and they're really good friends and whatever. The way they talk to each other, the relationship between them is just so annoying. Like one of them gets promoted or something and all they want to go is just go out and party, and Amira doesn't want to go, but she needs to pretend she wants and that she's happy for her best friend, so she goes anyway. But like, no, come on, like if those are your best friends and you don't want to go party, you just tell them. I don't know, the relationship between these friends, not my thing. It's very like a have your back girl, the relationship they have, but they are so dramatic and they overreact to everything. Basically, when the scene at the supermarket happened, there was a guy there that recorded the scene on his phone. And weeks later, Amira and that guy meet again in the underground or something, and they start dating. And the guy asks her if she wants to go to show that video to the police, to show how the security guard is being racist. And Amira doesn't want to. And like, whatever. Like, she doesn't want to. Dad, why do people keep talking about that situation? Like the whole book, that situation just keeps coming up and up and up and up. And then at the end of the book, there's a big scene about this video that ends up being leaked in the internet. And Amira is like, my life is over. And I'm just like, why? And like, I understand the explanation she gave, like she will forever be associated to that scene, but like, what's the problem? She was the victim in that scene. She was not doing anything wrong, so what's the problem in the video being leaked? It's not like it's making her look bad. Oh, I don't know, it really annoyed me, that whole scene about how they didn't want the video to be leaked, and then they accused the friends, they accused the wrong person, and Amira completely cut the relationships with that wrong person that was wrongly accused. But then he was not that person, he was someone else, and the friend once again interfered and helped Amira find out who it was, and then Amira cut that person out of her life, and the whole time Amira just kept not having any goals for herself. Seriously, this book, I wanted to give it 1 star. The reason why I bumped it up slightly to 2 stars, and fair, it might be like 2.5 stars. It was due to other messages that this book touches, and those for me were much more important and much more relevant and much more interesting. It just made more sense in the context of this book, because the whole racism scene, like I was saying in the beginning, it's about that, but it's not. So why is it trying to be discussed here? I don't want to be insensitive and say that it shouldn't be discussed. That's not my point. It's just that in the context of this book and this story, like, yes, it happened in the beginning, but then it doesn't really go to the rest of the book. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain myself. Anyway, there's other things that are touched in this book, like when Amira criticizes the white mom of not loving her first. She has 2 kids, 2 daughters, right? And Amira is the babysitter of the oldest one, which she's like 2, I think, or 3. And then there's a baby that is just a few months, or like a 1-year-old or something. Anyway, so Amira criticizes the white mom of not loving her oldest daughter as much as she loves the baby. And that is something that I found it was demonstrated during the book in a very clever way, because you can see that in the mom, you can in fact see that it's not like she doesn't love her oldest daughter, but it's different for her because the oldest daughter was the symbol of her life changing as she knew it. She had all this fantastic life in New York, she had her dream job, and then when she got pregnant, gave birth to her oldest daughter, she had to move states, and her job got way less interesting because she was no longer in New York. So not on purpose, but she subconsciously ends up blaming her oldest daughter for the changes in her life. But again, like, not on purpose. It's not like she completely doesn't care about the daughter. It's not that. She cares about her, but you can see that it's not like the baby, because the baby came in a better way, in a better timing in her life. Again, words fail me, but basically when Amira points that out and then there's all that reflection about it, I really enjoy that part about how you can love your kid, but it doesn't mean that it didn't make a big change in your life. And of course, always having a kid always makes a change. This is the worst book review I've ever done. Another thing that I really enjoyed in this book was at the end, the way it's written. It jumps forward a bunch of years, like in one chapter goes a bunch of years forward and then talks about that time frame a bit and then jumps forward again. And I really enjoy when books do that, when they give us a perspective of a few years in the future. What happened with the characters that we have been following? How are they doing? I like seeing like the age changing. So when we were following the story, Amira was 25, I think. And then we see how she is when she's 28 and when she's just in her 30s. It doesn't specify. So I really enjoyed seeing how life changes and when characters come back into each other's life a bunch of years later, what's the relation that they have and how their past together affects their future. I really enjoy when writers do that on their books, so that also helped me not giving this book a 1 star. But honestly, I think those were the only 2 positive points that I enjoyed in this book, because this book, I feel uncultural. I feel like the fact that I didn't like this book makes me racist, which is not the case because I don't think I am. And I really don't care what's the color of the people in the book. It was just the story was just a whole bunch of nothing. So let me specify that. It's a bunch of nothing, and that's why I didn't enjoy the book. Not because it's about black people. Okay, we're good. It's time for us to find out who gave me which books. So let me go grab the other 2 books and I'm gonna grab my laptop and we're gonna watch together the videos that the girls sent to me telling me which books they chose for me and why. If I recall correctly, I mentioned that I think that Philippa gave me this one, the one that I read. This Is Where I Leave You. Natasha gave me this one. We Are All Made of Stars. This one was from Joanna. These were my guesses. And now let's find out if I'm correct. So each one of them, each one of the girls sent me a short clip of themselves telling me which book they gave me. And obviously we did this for each other. So I also sent them the answers to the books I gave them. But now I'm gonna watch them with you and we're gonna find out together if I got them right.
Hi Manganet, and hi to everyone watching this video. I'm Philippa from Philippa Books, part of the VlogsInBookland team. And for you Manganet, I got Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. This is a book that has been on my radar for a while, and I really wanted to get you something that would be dramatic and intense, and also that would help me and you supporting black authors at this moment and from now on. I'm very excited for you to read this, and I also got you the hardback, which is gorgeous, even though I don't think you got the Waterstones exclusive one. Look at those end pages. I also made sure I got you a book that had the audiobook, and I do hope you enjoy this one if people choose it as the one for you to read.
So Philippa did give me Such a Fun Age. First of all, thank you for making sure you were giving me something with the audiobook. My girl, you know me. I'm sorry. I feel so uncultural. I swear it's not because it's a black author or black characters or black anything. It was just, the story just didn't click. Was it dramatic? It was not even that dramatic. I think the premises sounds really cool and then the execution was just...
Hello Manganet, I'm here to tell you which book I chose for you to read for this vlog. And I wonder if you guessed, I still don't know which books you got, but if you didn't guess, I got you We Are All Made of Stars by Rowan Coleman. Why did I get you this book, you might ask? Well, here's the thing. I know you like things that hit you in the heart, in the feels, and I wanted that for you. And I was looking at my shelf and I knew I had some books that fit that category, hard-hitting contemporary novels that I hadn't read yet, and I thought, you know what, I want to give it to Manganet and see what she thinks about it, see if I will enjoy it. And as I was perusing my shelves, I found this lovely book again, and I actually bought this one just because of its cover, because I think it's really, really pretty, and that was pretty much it. It has been on my shelf unread for forever, and I think you are going to enjoy it when I read the synopsis, which you have now talked about in your vlog, so I won't be talking about it. I think you will really enjoy this, so I hope I won't stand corrected and that you hated it, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this book. I hope that you guessed that it was for me, and I hope that one day I will also read it and enjoy it.
I guessed it! I guessed it! 3 out of 3! Which means that Natasha gave me this one.
Dizem para deixar o pior para o início, mas deixei o pior para o último, que és tu. Inglês outra vez. Então, hi, hello, how you doing? The book I chose for you was This Is Where I Leave You. Why? By Jonathan Tropper. Names. Eu estou mesmo cansada. I'm very tired. Oh meu Deus. Okay, so I chose this book because this is a book about a man who finds out his wife is a bitch and she's cheating on him with his boss, her boss, maybe not a boss, not sure. And this is all about a family drama that his father, confusion. So his wife is cheating on him and they get a divorce, and then his father, or in between, his father dies, and his family is not that together, you know, words. So at his father's funeral, they all have to spend a week together. Is a dead wish thing. So I thought, this is kind of funny, this is kind of sad. Manganet would definitely like that because it's sad and well, so I hope if eventually you read this one, I hope you enjoy it. Not sure, I'm speaking in English, so you better read this shit, so yeah. And I don't have anything to say.
She says she's very tired, but it seems like she was... You know what I mean? Yes! I guessed them all! 3 for 3. Not that you could guess less than 3. I mean, you could guess 1, but you could not guess 2, because if you guess 2, you guess 3. This is the end of this vlog. I am, once again, really sorry that the book that I read, I gave it 2 stars. It's like 2.5, but it's 2. And I mean, I thought about giving it 3. You know how the book annoys me so much that I don't even want to talk about it? I was like, come on, I cannot give 3 to a book that makes me feel like that. I'm also very tired. This is the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go check out the other 3 videos on the other 3 girls' channels. The links are in the description down below, as always. And come back soon for another Vlogs in Bookland episode. Or just simply, you know, come back to my channel, because great things are always happening here and you never know what you're gonna get. It's like a Kinder Egg surprise thing. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you liked it. Talk to me in the comments and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye.